Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about in-house brands on gig platforms. So recently I did a live stream with Budsoda, which we normally air on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. And we did a pretty deep dive in terms of, do restaurants actually need Doordash recently? And we're going through a whole series on that right now, but we ended up getting into an interesting topic about brands that normally had in-house drivers and how they were fighting back against companies like Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub for the longest time, and are now finally taking a knee and joining the gig platform. So with that said, we are talking about everything that was said within that live stream on that subject, everything that was discussed during the live stream, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market dependent, and what applies to me in my market or Budsoda's market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started.
Uber Eats already has Domino's. Yes, they do, but for now they deliver their own, even if you order through the Uber Eats app. But I'm saying it won't be long until they start deploying it to the drivers. Just like
Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that, because according to my Google alerts, I want to make sure I get this right, because this was a big thing that popped up today or yesterday, really. Did you know DoorDash had an exclusivity deal to deliver Domino's pizza? Well, DoorDash partnered with Domino's and will soon be selling and delivering its pizza. Uber Eats lost their exclusivity.
Yeah. So DoorDash will probably start delivering it first through their app. And that's what's weird. It's like, it wasn't even like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, maybe, that they did a really big deal about being anti these apps, and like they were giving like gift cards to other local restaurants too, and trying to get people to use Domino's instead. And now they just gave in like everybody else. It's like, okay, why did you do all that?
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because Jimmy John's is the same way, and they still campaign for it so hard, even though they're on all of these apps now.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny that all of the apps that did their own deliveries for the longest time and then fought against these marketplace apps is suddenly ended up in like this place where they now have no choice. Like, now they're too big of a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, like Jimmy John's built right off the interstate in Utica. Well, it's not the interstate, more of the highway system there. So like right off the off ramp, it's like 2 minutes down the road. And honestly, it's on the edge of a not so nice area, but apparently that one does well, and I saw good orders out of it. I got good orders out of there, including their own merchant-based ones. Like I was delivering their stuff. It's so ironic, though. Yeah, that's the truth.
And you know what? I do have to say this. It sucks because there was a lot of drivers that worked for like Domino's, Jimmy John's, Pizza Hut is a story I did recently, that they were struggling to just make sure that their own drivers got their own deliveries. And now they're just starting to slowly fade into the marketplace deals.
Yeah, it's like the one I did today. It didn't head toward Fort Drum. It headed up north toward the village instead. It was good money, just straight up the highway, but like it's out of their way to go deliver it, and they said they got slammed anyway. So there's only two reasons that Papa John's pushes stuff out. It's either far out of the way to where it's not efficient for their drivers to do it, or they're just overwhelmed, and that's the rare part. So today was kind of both those things, though, because of that.
Here's the deal. A restaurant chain that has their own drivers are now figuring out how to get the crappy paying orders delivered, dispatch them to DD or UE, keeps their own drivers making the bacon.
Yeah,
I feel like that's how they were doing it for a long time. And then I don't know what happened, but they were like, you know what? Fuck it. This doesn't make sense for us anymore. We're just going to go full on. I don't know what could have changed. Like, that was working for them for so long. Maybe it is literally just the crappy customers became that much of a problem to where now they gotta send them all over because now that method is costing them too much, or and hear me out on this one. Maybe DoorDash is actually cracking down on this kind of behavior. They were fronting that it was perfectly fine for a while, and now they're like, yeah, no, our drivers were stuck. We're having a hard time keeping them as it is. We're not letting you get away with that anymore. And now they're just cracking down on that. Like, either send all of them to us or stop stealing the tips or whatever, but we're not letting you play this game anymore.
A lot of these restaurants expand their delivery radius that way. Traditionally pizza places and would be like 1 to 3 miles or 3 to 5, and now they're going like way out further because they're doing the same delivery radius as DoorDash does, and sometimes DoorDash and Uber are like 20 miles plus.
Oh my god, even more than that. Even more than that. Are you kidding? Like, I got an order the other day for a place near me that's like, it was an $11 order going 30 miles, and that's UE. And like, what?
Oh, dude, Uber has those
food delivery. That's not like courier where they could do whatever. No, that is literally 30
That's the double-edged sword of Uber Eats. Is like if it's a marketplace-based orders through their app, they'll see a driver. I'm sitting at Buffalo Wild Wings. They built a Buffalo Wild Wings Go up in the next town. But if Uber Eats sees a free driver sitting here, they'll push it here. So what will happen is they'll start pinging the driver up there in the delivery area where it's to go to come down here. And a lot of times the orders are just, and then you're taking a risk if it's stolen or not. You don't want to drive all the way down here. It's $50, let's say, it's $50. That's very tempting. You'll climb the $50. But you get here and some jerk off stole. It's $30 worth of food, plus you'd have to wait. And now you're making $20 for an hour and a half of work and all the miles. No. And I mean,
oh my god, you're like the third person who came in here for this order. I don't know what happened. I don't know why they won't have the order canceled. That's so weird.
It's not even worth it. They'll keep pushing it back out anyway, even if you do cancel it through the support, because it counts against your cancel right now. So it's not even worth calling support. You just may as well hit the X, wait for it, keep it, let it keep climbing. And like with McDonald's or Taco Bell or some, $8 to $15 food, yeah, it's worth the pay out of your pocket and just do it that way, even though Uber supposedly didn't like that back in the day, but obviously they want you to do that now.
3-mile radius here. Everywhere I've delivered had a 3-mile radius. Yeah, I remember having a conversation recently with Miko, the entrepreneur, and what she was saying is that a lot of restaurants, they just prefer to have a 3 to 5 mile radius. I'm trying to get a DSP structured right now, and the most I'm going to allow my drivers to go is 10. Anything beyond 10 is unreasonable, in my opinion.
Yeah, it better be a pre-scheduled, very large catering order with a fat tip on it.
If you also want to be part of the conversation that Budsoda and I have on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you join in for the live stream. And also, make sure that you watch the full replay. We go into some deep dives on some really big topics, and we'd love to hear from you about that. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.